Welcome to the 2022 Economic Preparation and Depression channel. I'm your host, Tony. Thank you for joining me on this December 6, 2022 edition, Super Tuesday. Thank you for joining me. Please be sure to support and subscribe to this channel for the latest news, interpretation of financial news, and I appreciate your support. Right now, we're going to be talking about the Federal Reserve meeting that's coming up on December 12th and 13th, and we know that another rate hike is coming. Now, there's debate between whether it's going to be 50 basis points or 75 basis points, but at this point, it's not going to matter because the economy, futures, the stock market, Dow Jones is flat basically for the month so far, and a higher than expected payrolls number and wage reading increase adds to the delicate tightrope the Fed has to execute because they have to keep a strong labor market going, supposedly, allegedly, and also allegedly bringing down inflation to that magical 2% number that they keep throwing out into the media and to the public. But now, according to Moody's economist Mark Zandi, the inflation outlook, while very uncertain at best, quote, has a path forward that is consistent with a Goldilocks scenario. As you can see, everywhere we go, we see signs saying now hiring, from bus drivers to hospitality and retail to temp offices hiring white-collar workers to tech services, online freelancers saying they need help in these positions. So the jobs report was not stunning for November, only creating 225,000 jobs on the payrolls here. Quote, a higher than expected payrolls number and a hot wage reading that was twice what Wall Street had forecast only added to the tightrope that the Fed has to navigate. And here's the dilemma, ladies and gentlemen. How do we increase or artificially stimulate economic activity while at the same time bringing down high prices for food, gas, commodities, and other things? Is that possible to keep everything together while not sparking the greatest recession since 2001 times? That is the tightrope. Payrolls grew by 263,000 in November. That was ahead of the estimate. Wages rose only 0.6% on the month. The wages are not keeping up with inflation. Inflation still is above 7.5%, ladies and gentlemen. So the wages are basically flatline, 0.6%. That's basically stagnant. So we basically are heading toward stagflation as we head toward winter. Winter is coming. We hit meteorological winter, I think, December 1st. So we're heading toward winter here in Christmas season. We got stagflation, hyperinflation, and we've got low growth with companies still cutting things. No cuts until 2024, MarketWatch.com says Goldman economists about Fed's likely pass on interest rates. So that means that they're not going to be lowering interest rates until 2024, and that's toward the end of 2024. So we're in for a lot more pain on the S&P 500, the Wall Street, a lot more pensions, 401ks are going to be continuing to take a brutal beating as the rates are going to continue to increase on home loans, auto loans, credit cards, student loans, HELOCs, refis. I mean, everything is going to be affected, and this is going to cause the prices of the housing market. The housing collapse is going to happen because there's going to be a glut of inventory, and the prices are going to be going down as sellers are going to be desperate to sell and get out and to downsize their houses or condos or second homes or Airbnbs. And they're going to be taking like $10,000 to $30,000, $40,000 price cuts on some of these properties as the most aggressive Fed tightening in 40 years is set to weigh on the economy in 2023. How has the holiday shopping been for you guys in all parts of the country? Let me know. I'm seeing a lot of decorations and stuff as far as outside of people's houses and a lot of the subdivisions and condos and townhouses and apartments. But I'm not seeing a whole lot of bags purchasing. People are really gotten smart and cutting back on their spending online, both online and offline in the physical stores, and that's a good thing. People are wising up. They're smartened up. They're realizing that the kids don't need as much bicycles, as much Roblox toys, or that much things they need. They can share. They can kind of refresh the toys type of things from last year, and that's a good thing. So what are you saying in terms of that? I'm saying a tightening in consumer spending, tightening in personal spending during this holiday season. It just doesn't feel the same type of Christmas or Hanukkah or any type of holiday season that I've seen in the past, 20 years. It seems like there's been a tightening of Americans' wallets all over the country that I've been seeing in a lot of the communities here. And the Federal Reserve Bank is no exception. They're tightening here. This is the most aggressive Fed tightening in 40 years. is set to weigh on the economy in 2023. So that implies that the next 2 years of President Biden's administration is going to be a slow growth, stagflation, high prices, and a tough time. And he said that it's going to be pain, regardless of what happens politically with either party here, Republicans or Democrats or independents. It's going to be pain. Sweeping layoffs in tech continue. Should we worry about another dot-com burst? Yes, we should. You know, tech companies have laid off more than 50,000 employees have been laid off from Facebook, Meta, Google, and all these places. Some people compare this to the 2000s where there's going to be a bubble again. And this time it's going to be the everything bubble. We're talking about housing crisis, the credit crisis, personal credit, business credit. We're talking about the derivatives that nobody's talking about, the $31 trillion of national debt that the United States owes, and we can't get a loan from China no more. We can't get a loan from the Middle East and the Saudis. So who do we go to? Who's going to buy all these treasury bonds? Who's going to take on all of this debt, and it's supposedly good debt, quote unquote, and keep finance the U.S. economy? You know, all of our jobs are being shipped overseas or being freelanced overseas, whether it's in cybersecurity, medicine, tech, retail, you name it, call center jobs. All that's gone long time ago. Philippines, Thailand, Singapore, Russia, Finland, you name it. Everything has been outsourced, and bringing that back takes 20 years or more now because of what happened with back in 2008 of the recession. So, ladies and gentlemen, continue to prepare. We know that these rates are going to continue to rise because the Fed is going to attempt to try to get this inflation under control, which they're not going to be able to do in the next 2 years before the next presidential administration. So continue to prepare, not just with physical food, water, security, medicine, and antibiotics, but spiritually and mentally prepare. You know, maybe to make the food last a little bit longer. These prices are so high. $100 of groceries, $120 of groceries is nothing anymore. Maybe you can cut back to having just 2 meals a day. Okay, you know, medically speaking, I'm not a doctor. If you have to take your medicine, you need 3 meals a day, take it. But I'm saying maybe you can do intermittent fasting. Maybe you can do car sharing, carpooling. You know, if you and your wife or significant other, husband or friend or kids, you know, carpooling. Cut down on the trips to save gas because gas prices are going to continue to hover around $3.90, $3.80 to $4, over $4 a gallon, even in the wintertime. So it's absolutely crazy. So think of those ways too as well in your community, and think of ways that you can also cut back and save, because we have 2 more years to get through of the beginning of the painful stages, because now we're going in 2023 where layoffs are going to increase. Side hustles are going to be on the rise, online or offline, but layoffs are going to increase. Not just layoffs, but prices are going to continue to increase, especially as we get toward this spring and summer of next year. So be prepared, stay blessed, guys. I'll talk to you very soon, coming up later on this week, about the earnings and as well as the holiday, what the retailers are hoping for sales this Christmas and New Year's, to see what they've got going on as well. Thank you very much. Be blessed. Talk to you very soon.